In today's video, we are going to be talking about this little guy. Oh, you're having trouble seeing it? Well, that's just because it's so freaking small. This is the new Hollyland Mars X HD wireless video transmission system. That's a handful to say, I know. But check it out, this thing is absolutely tiny, and other wireless transmission systems are a lot bulkier, they don't have nearly as many features, and overall, they aesthetically don't look this good. First off, Hollyland did send me this product for review, but I am at free will to discuss my honest opinions, so take that as you will. But to start off, I'll tell you right now that Hollyland makes a ton of different products. Now, if you've watched a few of my previous videos on Hollyland products, you'll know that I have the Cosmos 600, the Mars 400, Mars 400S, and the new, just released Cosmo M7 monitor. Now, those are mainly for professionals. The Mars 400 and the Mars 400S kind of bridge the gap between the professional and the consumer, but the Mars X, however, is something that will actually lead you into the professional market with a very simplistic design. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, this is a wireless HD transmission system. It works over a Wi-Fi signal, so very similar to that of the Mars 400 and Mars 400S. Now, the biggest perk about this system is that you don't need a receiver. This works just solely over a Wi-Fi connection, so you can use any smart mobile device to connect to this thing via Wi-Fi using the HollyView app, and I'll talk a little bit more about that app in just a moment. The overall design of this thing, it's all metal. The antennas that pop out are plastic, but as you can see here, there's a little heat sink right under the antennas. And overall, this thing does stay relatively cool. It does get warm at some times, but never blazingly hot like other transmitters. We are also equipped with a USB-C port and a USB-C micro port meant for upgrading firmware and for charging the unit. We do have a built-in battery here. This is rated at 13 milliamp hours, which is gonna give you a runtime between 1 and 1.5 hours. I got 1.5 hours with my testing, and with a device this small, that's pretty good. A pretty big perk about this is that while this thing is charging, you can still use it. So don't worry about that battery life, because if you have an external battery pack, you can easily use this for as long as you want. On top of that, we have built-in 2 1/4-20-inch ports meant for horizontal and vertical mounting. Now, the only port that we're using for video connection is HDMI in. Simply connect it via that HDMI in port. The other end goes into your camera, and then you will start receiving signal. We do have a tiny digital display giving you real-time data over your battery life and if you are getting a video feed from your camera. This does support a 1080p feed at 60 frames per second too, and we are going to get similar latency to that of the Mars 400S. Even though the Mars X is probably the best system for wireless monitoring with your phone or tablet, this is just half of what you're getting. The other half is the HollyView app. This is the only app I've seen on the market that has this many features. For example, on your phone, you can view real-time, false color, focus peaking, histograms, waveforms, zebras. And my favorite part about this app is that you can actually take snapshot photos and video recording the feed in real time coming from your camera. So if you want to rewatch footage, you can just record it while it's playing back and save it to your phone, and you won't have to mess around with the SD card. Now, obviously, that footage that you're recording from your live feed is not going to be as high res as what's coming out of your SD card, but it's great to have that feature. Another great option is that you can actually mark your screen grabs from the live feed. So you can paint over it, mark certain things in the frame, and this is a great tool to just help you with your framing, composition, and so on. So Hollyland rated the Mars X to get about 100 meters of range, or about 328 feet. I found this overall to be true in line of sight, but if you're filming between walls and through trees, expect an average of about 160, 170 feet. Also in the HollyView app, we have the auto scan option, and this will scan each channel to make sure which channel has the least amount of interference. Now, if you've been following my channel, you'll know that I love gimbals. And this is honestly your gimbal's new best friend, because if you're working in a team of 2 or 3 or 4, this is a great little device to have because you can view your footage live on multiple wireless devices. So this little transmitter will allow you to view feed from your camera on up to 3 different mobile devices. So as I mentioned earlier, we have 2 different 1/4 20-inch ports on this unit, and if you have a camera cage, which is what I highly recommend that you get, you can mount this basically in any orientation that you want. All that I did is I took a mini dual ball head mount, screwed it onto my camera cage, then attached the Mars X, then took my HDMI cable, connected it, wrapped it around, and overall, it looks like a really neat setup. So for those of you who don't want to spend thousands of dollars on wireless transmission systems, check out the Mars X, because I honestly think that this will bridge the gap for a lot of filmmakers, especially if you travel a lot. This thing is absolutely tiny and it will fit into your pocket. Just look how small it is compared to my computer's mouse. So if you're interested in any of the equipment that I used in today's video, especially the Hollyland Mars X transmission system, go ahead and check out the link down below. I highly recommend it. If you have any questions, be sure to comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I have most of Hollyland's transmission systems, so definitely check out my other reviews for their other products too if you want something a little bit more professional or something that has a longer range. Definitely consider the Cosmo lineup of transmitters that Hollyland offers. But for many of you, this will be a great solution. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.